Here we are. Welcome to UTB Blogcast number 106. And I am here today with two guys from Israel. We've got Roy, who's regularly with us, and we've got his pal Shlomi, who's been here once before.
That's true.
Tried to ignore that we existed after that, but we got him back. Now, Shlomi got to do something that the rest of us wanted to do, but you went to the security summit in the UK, right, Shlomi?
I did, yeah. I did. Last week.
How was it? Did you learn a lot?
Very much, yeah. Yeah. It was intensive 2 days. But also, what was important is in between the sessions, the networking and everything, you got to meet all the people. You got to associate a face to a name. Many of them, which I work with every day, and never seen in person. So I got to meet them finally. But yeah, I think that BlackBerry is going to a very positive direction in the software side. We learned a lot. We had also breakout sessions and tracks. I took the partner track, but there was an additional track in the second day for developers, and there was where Ben Smith actually from the elite group also attended. We had a session for ISV partners and a session, a track for automotive. Very, very knowledgeable, very useful and effective for me. I really enjoyed it.
So did you learn how to hack a car while you were there?
Yes, they did. They showed it. For some reason, they didn't publish the recordings yet, but they will. Yeah, they did hack a car door. It was on stage actually, and they showed how to do that in a matter of seconds. It's frightening how easy it is. But yeah, they showed this, and I don't recall what else did they show. They showed 2 hacks on stage, and it was very easy to do that. Amazing. And what else? We had the keynote speaker was obviously Mr. John Chan, CEO of BlackBerry.
Did you get to meet him?
I met him once in Israel when he visited here. I didn't get to meet him in person now because he was, he went on stage and then he went to a backdoor room where he had his meetings. He didn't walk around like previously, but the other guys did. I got to meet Mari Beard. I got to meet Carl Wiese. I got to meet Alex Thurber, Billy Ho, all the gang. I mean, I work with them every day, and now at least some of them I got to meet in person. Most of them whom I knew already, and I've met before. But for example, Carl Wiese, this is my first time that I meet him in person. Also, Alex Thurber, by the way, I spoke to him a couple of times. I worked with him on a daily basis, but I never got to meet him in person. So yeah, it was very fruitful for me. And the funny thing is that just to show you the level of partnership between the companies, the 2 platinum sponsors were Samsung and Google. Amazing. John Chen even joked about it on stage during the keynote, where he said that we've got the most secured operating system, and then he said, forgive me, the guys from Samsung, hey, did they pay us already for the summit? So it was, he knows how to put a show, by the way. And so, yeah, I mean, level of partnership is awesome between those three companies. As far as I know, BlackBerry is somewhat involved in the development of Knox, Samsung Knox, and Android for Work. So this is why the partnership is so close. The gold sponsor, one of them at least, was Key One, BlackBerry Key One. And so I got to also see the guys from BlackBerry Mobile, and I got to see the in person. So we'll speak about that.
A nice little reveal there. You got to see what's in your hand right now, Shlomi? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I got to see and I confiscated it. So yeah, I mean.
So what do you think? Knowing that Samsung was there, knowing that Google's there, knowing that BlackBerry is on the cusp of licensing out their operating system to other companies, not the name, but the operating system. What do you think are the odds of us seeing a Samsung BlackBerry Secure Edition?
I don't know. I think it's slim because Samsung has its line of products, and I don't think so far it's very successful. I don't think they'll. Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe BlackBerry will secure their operating system or their flavor of operating system, but I don't think we're going to see a BlackBerry operating system on a Samsung device.
I don't know. We saw the Google Play edition of Samsung devices, and that, I mean, the Google Play edition didn't seem to do very well and just kind of got swept away. But we know that they were open to it at one point, and I mean, we know that. I mean, honestly, Samsung puts out some great hardware. They do. TouchWiz is the problem, you know. I mean, I can imagine there'd be a few people that would love to have a Google Play edition or perhaps a BlackBerry Secure Edition on Samsung hardware.
Yeah, me too. I'm one of them. By the way, I don't think TouchWiz is present on the latest devices. I think they either they upgraded it or they modified it completely, but I don't think even they call it TouchWiz anymore.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, starting Galaxy, was it S7 or so? There's a totally different UI. Let me see. I'll try to look it up. Maybe it's still a TouchWiz, but I think they call it something else.
Maybe they're calling it "We're sorry for TouchWiz."
Yeah.
I think that I spoke with Shlomi ahead of this broadcast, I must admit. And what amazed me is that I think this summit and what will be in New York in 2 weeks is that the reputation of BlackBerry is changed. I know that Gartner and Forrester and whatever analyst company participated in this summit, and we didn't see it a few years ago, even last year. We didn't see important media for BlackBerry in those summits.
Yeah, well, yeah, not media, but analysts. Yeah, but normally up until 2 years ago, the analysts' view of BlackBerry was negative, or mostly negative. You can see the spirits change right now. You can see also in the latest Gartner reports that BlackBerry is gaining momentum and getting positive comments and views. And yeah, definitely. I mean, they were there. not in all the sessions, because many of the sessions were close to analysts and they were under NDA. So there's not always there wasn't always access to analysts, but yeah, the analysts were there, at least for the keynote. I saw them, and then even John Chen referred to them, and he referred to this exactly this message up on stage. He said that where did you see analysts present in our security summits before? And by the way, this is the first time that the security summit went out of North America. It's the first time in London, and it was to me it was a very successful. But I'm thought we're under the same impression. The level of presence were enormous. I mean, people came from all around the world. Even there were guys from Australia and the guys from Europe, rest of Europe, some people from Asia, some customers and small customers, like with the 60,000 devices or so. Yeah, I got even to participate in a panel on stage in the second day, which was very fun, by the way.
I saw a photo of that.
Yeah, there was a photo. The recording should be made available as well. I mean, there was a recording. I had my guys sending me some videos, but the official recording should be made public, probably within the next days or weeks. Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed. Way beyond my expectations, by the way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get to what most people want to see. we talked about BlackBerry, which is why we're here. Let's talk about BlackBerry Mobile a little bit.
What was it boring up until now?
No.
No, I was just putting off. You know what? I mean, realistically, we're here because of BlackBerry, right? BlackBerry core BlackBerry. That's where we all fell in love with it. We know that the company has changed. We know that they're a software company now. Still our priority. We know that there's hardware being made by other companies, and realistically, that's what gets most people excited. While it's a software that makes those devices something that we want, we still want to see those damn devices. Shlomi?
Yeah. So?
Yes. So you've got one.
This?
Yeah, you're the only one here that has one. That's so unfair.
Guys, the BlackBerry Motion, everyone.
So you've had it for about a week now?
Yeah, I had it for about a week. It's so far it makes a very good impression on me. I don't know, but for some reason it works much faster than the Key One. Although they share the same specs mostly, a part of the amount of RAM, which this one has 4 GB, whereas the silver edition of the Key One has only 3 GB. I think that makes a lot of difference. I haven't tried the Key One Black Edition. I should be getting it at some point, but they didn't have a sample to give me. And by the way, it's not just I wasn't given it just because of the fact that I'm a good guy. I am, by the way. But we are a partner of BlackBerry, and since it is an official device, I'm able to show it here. And then upload the photos or things like that. But otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Right.
But we are working on launching it locally. So this is a sample. It is a production device, by the way, a full production device. So not a prototype. By the way, the camera shoots great pictures. I mean, I've never seen such a vivid color and such amazing photos from a BlackBerry device. Even, maybe the
Really?
DTEK 60. Yeah. I mean, maybe a part of the DTEK 60, which really has a great camera. Same as the Key One, it has the same. I think it has the same sensor, the Google Pixel one, the 12 megapixel Sony sensor. But for some reason, the outcome is the results are much better than the Key One. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Works for me. I don't argue.
So is that your primary device right now? Is that your daily driver?
Yeah, both of them are my daily drivers. One is my personal telephone line, and the other one is work phone. This one, by the way, is the work phone now, and so I get to use it much more during the day. Whereas the Key One is my personal line, and I get to use it later on. Also during the day, but mostly from the afternoon and onward. But the battery life on the Motion is enormous. I mean, I sometimes I'm getting back home after a very extensive day with, I don't know, 50 or 60% battery still left. So with 4,000 milliamp per hour battery, you get to finish your day with a lot of spare. So yeah, I mean, amazing. And it's lightweight, by the way.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me before we started.
Yeah.
A lot lighter than the Key One, huh?
Yeah. When you pick it up in your hand, it is amazing. You'd be surprised how light it is. And obviously, it is made out of I don't know how it's charcoal or something like that. I don't know what the material, but the one that doesn't slip if you slide it on the desk.
Good.
Yeah, it'll stop immediately. So you're able to, hold it in your hand in an angle, and it wouldn't slide.
That's good, because seeing the pictures, it looked like that carbon fiber, and I know that's
carbon
not
fiber.
really something I would want to have on the back of a phone. But if it's grippy,
it
that's
is
good.
Yeah. It is grippy. It reminds me. I mean, the Key One is slippery. The first thing that the first impression that you get with the Key One is that it's slippery. It's not a grip. It doesn't have the back side of it. The back cover is gives you an impression that you need to grip it in your hand, otherwise it'll slip. Whereas this one, even if you hold it in your hand just like that, without gripping it, it wouldn't slide. See? Also, the glass is coated so that with a special coating against scratches. So it's a scratch-resist glass on top of the Gorilla Glass or whatever regular glass they have. So yeah, I mean, it's a very resilient device. It's also IP67 compatible, so it can stand up to 30 minutes in water and up to 1 meter depth. So
how many times have you taken your phone in the shower?
None. But I took the new Fitbit in the shower many times. This is the Ionic, by the way. So this is IP68. Down to 50 meters. So I'm taking chances on this one, not with the BlackBerry.
Okay, so if you were left with one phone tomorrow, you could only leave the house with one phone, which one would it be?
Good question. I need to be politically correct here also. But yeah, there are things that I like more in the BlackBerry Motion, and there are things that I like more in the BlackBerry Key One. Normally, when I type, I do miss the keyboard. I mean, I miss but you know, since the virtual keyboard, the BlackBerry virtual keyboard is so great that it bridges the gap. I mean, I'm able to type almost at the same, even not almost, I think in the same speed or the same pace that I type on the Key One. So yeah, I mean, no problem with it at all. It's a great device. And I'm not sure what the price point will be, but it's going to be very affordable as well.
Yeah, it looks like that. I can't wait for it to hit the US. I mean, like me, I am a physical keyboard guy, tried and true. I know it. I love them. But there's so many little touches to that phone that makes me want it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, can I give up a physical keyboard again?
Well,
I think the only time I really did was with the Z10, and I love that keyboard. I love the BlackBerry keyboard. And I had a Leap, but the Leap was always a secondary device. Other than that, I've always had the physical keyboard.
No, I had the Z10, I had the Z30, I had the Leap. But yeah, I mean, all the time I had my physical keyboard phone in parallel, be it Q10 or be it Passport, mainly the Passport, by the way, which was great. But yeah, I mean, Key One is definitely a great phone. I think it's also a great success in the market. At least this is what the impression I've been getting from many of the people and reading the reports. No, I don't have figures or something like that to share, but sounds like it's doing great in the market. And I hope that the Motion will mimic that. Will get the same response. It's it's I mean 5.5 inch display. It's not as good or as the quality is not as good as the DTX60, for example, but the price tag is or the price point is totally different. So yeah, I mean for the specs and I think it'll do great. I mean, it'll be affordable and it's working very very smooth. So yeah, I think it'll do just great.
Can't wait to get it here. I'm just hoping that we have carriers pick it up instead of it just going through Amazon like the Key One originally did.
Yeah, it's already activated on UEM, so you can see here below the Android for Work icons with.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I mean, even on UEM, the battery life, which many people claim that activating a device on UEM consumes a lot of battery. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it's simply, it's just going. Amazing.
So we have Brother Nil in the comments saying hello, Shlomi.
Hello, Neil.
And
brother Neil.
Yeah. We have Wayno saying that you should name your phone the Shlo Motion.
Nice. I like that.
And he's asking about, I don't know where Neil gets some of these stories. I just don't know. But are you having any microphone issues, Shlomi?
Can't say that I do.
Okay, good.
What, during calls or something like that?
I don't know. He's asking microphone issues with a bunch of question marks behind it.
No, I didn't.
I haven't even heard any rumors of that.
I didn't have anything, any microphone issues. I made a lot of phone calls. I made a lot of Skype for business meetings and web access on this phone. And during the week or this 8 days that I have it by now, I didn't experience any issues with it. It just works.
Oh, good.
Great.
Oh, my bad. He's talking about on the blogcast itself, microphone issues. So, okay.
Okay.
Never mind for me shrugging off Neil there.
While am I breaking am I breaking up or?
Crackly, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're in Israel and I'm in California. You sound great. It's not like we're talking on a BlackBerry.
Yeah, well, I've got my Bose SoundSport wireless device on me, and I speak very low because it's 4 a.m. here, or 4:45 a.m. So I need to keep it low, Neil. Don't forget, it's not 7 p.m. and we already switched to back to standard time, and whereas you guys are going to switch just today or tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow. I don't know. We'll find out if I'm late or early to work tomorrow.
Won't go to work 1 hour.
Well, I think as I recall, it's the switch occurs between Friday and Saturday, not between Saturday and Sunday. Am I wrong?
I thought it was Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a single clock in my house that's set to a right time right now. And I'm not going to next week either, but my Blackberries, they switch on their own. So it wakes me up when I need to be up. You know? Nil is saying Sunday too. I think it's Sunday. I think it's like 2 a.m. Sunday.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Sunday. You're right. I recall now.
Neil asked about the BlackBerry File Manager.
Yeah, how about those new apps?
Well, not all of them are present, but the file manager or BlackBerry files. Can you see the icon? It's the one in the middle. It says files. Files. Yeah. So it looks great. This is the upper portion of the screen, whereas at the bottom you get to choose between the internal and external memory card. That is at the top part. You got the categorized the files categorized by. Oh, now it's switching.
I actually just focused directly on you so that people can see.
Now I can see myself as well, so I can aim better. So these are this is classified by or categorized by file types, and at the bottom you can see internal and SD card split. Obviously, you can just click everything and it'll take you to the folder. This is the SD card, the folder view. So yeah, I mean, finally we have a file manager on a BlackBerry, a built-in one. What else do I have? Support center is here. But it'll only show you the e-warranty. This is the support center. Yeah. What other apps.
There's gallery, which is the picture
Gallery.
viewer.
Yeah, gallery is not yet present.
Oh, it's not?
It's not included yet. Not in the version that I have. There are two calculators. I mean, if you can see.
Whoa.
So
that's odd.
Yeah, I mean, probably because I had my DTEX60 backup restored into this, but there's the built-in one is like you have a scientific calculator as well, and it has also a currency converter built into the calculator. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the new one. So currency, where is it? So you can switch to this view, or you have. Oh, see at the top, there is some icons. Do you see the euro icon or?
Yeah.
So if I click on it, it'll give me the ability to choose two currencies and.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice. It's powered by XE, if you can see. Can you see the XE?
Yeah, I can.
Symbol? Yeah, so it's powered by XE. It's very handy. I mean, and the last one is a unit conversion
for measurements. Yeah. Oh, that'll be so nice to have back again. I actually used the heck out of that on BB10.
Yeah. So finally, we have a good calculator. So the gallery, as we spoke previously, it's not yet present here. And I think there was another app on the list, right?
Weather.
It's weather app.
Weather app.
Weather.
I don't see it present as well. There's no weather app here. No. Not yet, at least.
Well, you can get them.
Yeah, of course. But the nice thing, by the way, by the way, the power key is on the right side. So you have the volume keys, you have the power key, and you have the convenience key. But the convenience key has a nice feature. See, it has three statuses or three states: home, car, and meeting mode. So you can program it to do a different function each time. I mean, for example, if you're in your car, it recognizes the Bluetooth connection, for example. So you can program the convenience key to launch Spotify, for example. Whereas in your home, you can program it to launch I don't know, the web browser, and a meeting mode you can get it to launch Hub or Skype or whatever. So this is a nice feature.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think there's multiple things that you do when you hit it too, right? I mean, not just based on profiles or.
It has three profiles, but the other thing, of course, it mutes the call during a call.
Oh.
Yeah, same as before. But I heard that the key one will be getting the same features as well.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I've actually been very hopeful about that.
Yeah, it's a software thing. It doesn't have anything to do with the hardware. So key one can get it.
Yeah, just because it's software doesn't mean that it will get it. You know what I mean? It could be like a competitive advantage for the motion, but at the same time, you're not competing against the two phones. You know what I mean? The motion doesn't need to outsell the key one. They both need to do well on their own.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the key one, as I've heard, will be getting this. They're both also going to get upgraded to Android O. I wasn't given any specific time frame, of course, but it's confirmed that they'll be getting Android O at some point.
Neil is pointing out that the Priv had a mute key, but the Priv also didn't have a convenience key.
No, it didn't. It started with the DTEC 50. The DTEC 50 and the DTEC 60
Right.
have convenience keys. Yeah.
No one knows when O is coming, Brother Neil. I know that Samsung actually pushed their rollout of O back, so I wouldn't hold my breath to see it anytime real soon.
Yeah, well, it's not something I can speak about here, but it will be getting, and I don't know if it's soon. Yeah, pretty soon.
So don't listen to Brad, Neil. What's new? Roy, why are you so quiet, buddy?
Why? Because I woke up 1 hour before I thought I would be wake up. But we see what BlackBerry doing with software, and it's great to see that the motion or even the key1 are just the home of the BlackBerry for the BlackBerry software, and it's great to see that BlackBerry is creating an ecosystem there, creating their new OS inside the Android world. So next time, or in 2 or 3 devices from now, when you will buy a BlackBerry mobile device or whatever device that BlackBerry will make a BlackBerry secure OS for, you will have a BlackBerry world in your Android phone. You will not need to download any third-party app for your device. And it's great to see that BlackBerry creating BlackBerry 11 or the new BlackBerry 10 in the Android world.
You know, that's a really good point, Roy, because that's something that's honestly the only thing now that I'm used to BlackBerry Android. BlackBerry 10 to BlackBerry Android was extremely frustrating for me, but I'm totally used to BlackBerry Android now. And now the only thing frustrating for me is setting up the phone, right? Because I want to get it to where I can just go with it. And that's how it was with BlackBerry 10. You open up the box, put in your email accounts, and you went. And you didn't need to grab your apps and do that because so much of it was already on the phone. And you're right. That's exactly what they're doing now. And I don't think that's something that they initially planned on either. You know, when we talked to Alex Thurber on the first time he came on our podcast, I think we had talked about that maybe the second time, but he was talking about how we don't need to create her. And now we're seeing these other apps coming on the BlackBerry phones, which, I mean, in all honesty, I'm not entirely sure that like the gallery and weather and even the files are true BlackBerry apps. They may be TCL apps for all I know. I know that the weather app right now, there is, and the version that I have, because you can grab them off of APK Mirror if you want to, but there's Chinese writing on the lower bottom of my phone. And I can't imagine the Canadians up in Canada would be coding in Chinese, personally. I don't know. And honestly, if you look at, and I mean, they're coming off of APK Mirror. They're not coming out of the Google Play Store right now, but the developer name is not BlackBerry.
So it's a third party, you're saying?
I'm thinking, I mean, I'm just guessing. I know nothing. I haven't asked anyone. It's just a chat we had in group, but I'm thinking that it was probably TCL apps. It's probably something that TCL is adding to it.
Could be, although I don't think TCL has anything to do with the OS. By the way, a nice thing which
But
I
apps
forgot
are
to mention.
OS. What's that?
Yeah, I think they're part of the OS because they came with the device itself. I mean, I had an upgraded version pushed into the device a few days ago, and they were just there. I mean, to begin with.
Well, on the first D-Tech, it was the D-Tech 60 came before the 50, right? Or do I have it reversed? Which one came first?
The 50 came first by one or 2 months.
The first version of the 50, didn't it have the little TCL record mixing app on it when it came out of the box? I know they don't now. I've got a D-Tech 50 now, and it's not there, but I could have swore seeing people playing with the little record scratcher when it first came out. And that was a TCL app that was on the Idols.
Could be. I got the D-Tech 50 like 3 months before launch, and I don't recall having this app ever on my device.
A couple more questions before we move forward. Wayno, because you mentioned that the convenience key would be coming to the D-Tech 50. How about the locker? Did you hear about that? I mean, we'll be coming to the Key 1. I'm getting myself confused.
I have heard that as well, but I never received any confirmation. The locker is present here, and it's a nice thing. For example, I'm turning my camera on. Okay, so normally you would take a picture by hitting the camera button, but if you hit the touch, let me try it. Here you go. Did you see the flickering of?
Yeah.
That I took. Okay, so now if I go here to view the picture, I'll get this.
That's awesome.
See that? So in order to view the picture, you need to tap on your fingerprint sensor, or there is a locker app here. Where is it? This icon. Where is it? Can you switch back to the presenter view?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm seeing you, so I wasn't thinking about it.
Oh, okay. So you do see.
There you go. Now you're presented to everyone.
Yeah. So now I can see it as well. There it is. If I hit it, well, I'm sorry, I hit the hub by mistake. Locker. So it's like you need first of all to identify, of course, to unlock it with your fingerprint, which I just did, and then you have like a file manager. You see all the secret folders, be it pictures. So if I'll go to the DCIM, hit the camera, and there you have the. Oh, sorry. There you have the pictures that I've taken just now. You can see, without the need to unlock them. But you do need to unlock the app itself when you get in. So it's a nice thing. So if you have some private documents or pictures that you've taken, you can immediately, just by tapping the fingerprint sensor instead of the camera button, just take pictures and lock them on the fly, which is a great thing. I did hear that Key 1 will be getting it. But again, no confirmation on that.
How about FM radio? That was from
Uh,
Neil also. I would assume it's there.
It's not over.
I think no, nope. There's no radio.
I think you. Is it an app on here? I think Doesn't it just show up when you plug in your headphones?
I never plugged in my any headphones. I use Bluetooth headphones, so. But I didn't try it. I mean, no, I think
it's radio. Yeah, there is a radio app on the Key1.
There is a radio app on Key1. There isn't any radio app here. No, there isn't any. Let's try to look up maybe FM. No. Radio. No, there isn't any.
Huh. I would tend to bet. I would bet that it's going to show up because I think if you're missing the gallery app, you probably deleted apps in your pocket. That's why you did Shlomi on the slow motion.
Maybe I did.
I don't know. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure.
Soon enough, yeah.
So did you have anything else you wanted to bring in? I don't know if Roy's still here or not.
I'm here.
I heard him talking. He's probably getting in trouble.
I'm here, and the baby is sitting on me.
What?
That's why my camera is off.
Is nursing his baby now. That's why there's no image.
Yeah, sitting. He was coughing all night and woke up too early. Do we have anything else?
Well, we could talk about the WhatsApp going down.
Is it?
Once again, world's best top manager, right? Or messenger that just doesn't match up to what we use, which is BBM.
Yeah.
I saw Matthew Talbot tweeting about WhatsApp Messenger went down for 1 hour and the world goes crazy.
Yeah.
It is, if you read the different articles on it, some people say it went down for a half hour, some people say it went down for an hour. If you go on a search on Twitter, there's people that are saying they've been down for 4 to 6 hours. Whatever the issue was, and I don't think anybody's said what it is yet. I think it's affecting different people differently. But I mean, the fact is that this is a major outage, again, of WhatsApp. This is, I believe, the 3rd major outage they've had this year. So, I mean, it's like, you know, when you're dealing with a messenger app, this is what I said when Telegram was on its 2nd major outage. I want my messages to go through. And, you know, WhatsApp is really proud right now that they can retract messages because that's their new feature, you know, the feature that we had for a few years now. But do you really need to retract the message when it's not going to reach its recipient anyway?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it finally will. So maybe you do. Also, the retract is acting different here on WhatsApp. I mean, once you hit the garbage can, the trash can, it'll ask you if you want to delete it for yourself or for everyone. This is, I think, ridiculous. I mean, if you hit retract, that's it on BBM.
And it also give you only 7 minutes to decide if you want to retract it. So if you say something and you regret about it 10 minutes after, you should not regret it about much faster.
And if the other person has seen it already, there's no retracting it.
Well, not on groups. I attended some group chats and I was able to see the message, and the person just retracted it, and it said this message has been deleted, but it will tell you that the message has been deleted. So you would see that there was a message present.
Which BBM used to do that. back in the old days. Wayno said in the chat, don't forget BBM went down for a lot of users too for days. And no, BBM didn't go down for a lot of users for days. There was a glitch. There was a problem. It wasn't a service outage. It was people got signed out because of a database switch, and then they weren't able to sign back in. So there was a problem.
I think he refers to the outage that that occurred indeed for days back in 2009. There was an outage.
2009.
Yeah, and I remember many people were texting me and asking questions about this. But back in the days, BBM was at its most popular days. So yeah, it affected many people worldwide.
Yeah, and they paid a lot of money out because of that too.
Yeah, the $100 apps. Yeah.
Yeah.
$100.
But I mean, if you look at the history of BBM, it's the longest lasting mobile messenger out there. And they've had one major outage, and there's been glitches, and yeah, because Wayno's adding to the chat again. That's what he's talking about is our recent database problem where some people got signed out and they couldn't sign back in. That's not a service outage. There are two different things. And I think you were affected by that, right, Shlomi?
Yeah, I was affected, and I raised a support ticket to BlackBerry, and I got a call immediately, like from the support person, and they were working with me on that. I just forgot to switch back and cancel. I canceled my subscription on BBM Enterprise, mainly because of the fact that they eliminated the group chat on it. And so I switched back to the consumer version, but I forgot to turn off the enablement on my on the admin console, because BBM Enterprise does have an enterprise ID admin console where you need to associate your BBID into that, and so I forgot to cancel it, and this is why I was affected. Luckily, though, I switched to BBM Consumer before August 29th, I believe. And this is why they were able to switch me back using the same BBID to the consumer version without any issues. So 24 hours later, I tried again, and it just worked.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were affected that had even just tried the trial run of BBM Protect. And what it was they were separating the enterprise from the consumer side of it. And
Right.
The people that had previously been on Protect or Enterprise, or some people that had even just tried it, had they got tagged to go on the Enterprise database. And so they were just kind of like, they were in limbo is what happened. So they had to go through, and BlackBerry actually was going through and correcting the databases. And I think they were coming down to the point of where they're having to do it person by person, which is why I think BBM Tech wanted to make sure that they got everybody's information. They put out that release to please let us know if you're still affected. But I mean, that's awesome though. I mean, you look at WhatsApp, worldwide outage, nothing's been said. It's like, hold on, guys. And you've got BBM Tech, like, seriously putting in a lot of work to get people to be able to sign back into BBM.
Mm-hmm.
It was a glitch. It was an error. It was a problem. There's no denying that. It wasn't a service outage, Wayno.
Right.
People, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with how they fixed it. I know there's a lot of people that were out for. Wayno said he was out for 4 days. I know, I could just imagine how frustrating that would be, because BBM is my #1 app. Now I know that Wayno wasn't lost to the world because he's got multiple BBM IDs and multiple phones, and we still talk to him every day. It's just his conversation went from what am I drinking for breakfast to bitching about not being able to get on one of his phones.
Yeah.
But I do like bringing up, even if there's really no information to give, I like bringing up, personally, I like it when the competition fails. And here's another fail for WhatsApp. When people are like, oh, why are you still on BBM? It's like, because I can still communicate with my friends whenever I want to. Not when their service is up. Not when a Telegram experiences a power outage at one of their bases and it knocks out all of Asia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of BBM, hey, they blogged on UTB Blogs this week.
What did they do?
It was an overview of what was in the last release of BBM. And I mean, I know that once we did what we always do. You download the new BBM, you look at what's new, and you rush to UTB Blogs and you blog that, hey, this is new, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's other stuff that was new that I didn't know about. You know, it never made it onto the face of UTB. Some of the items that were new, and BBM actually contacted us and said, hey, you know, here's the information. And it's like, that's great. So now we have BBM as a blogger on UTB. I hope it's not the only time that happens, because I think that's just awesome.
So what other new items are there?
They sped up the file transfer. It's let me pull up the thing, because I actually saw somebody on Twitter complaining about the request HD image is gone in your chats now, right? It's not there. But it's not like the HD images is gone. It's just doing it a different way. You can pick and choose how you get images through your chats now, and you can do it through the Me tab, and you can set your options. You can set it to just automatically download, or you could set it to ask for it. I think it defaults where it asks for it. It really freaked me out. I got a few pictures sent to me, and they looked a little download button. And it's like, when did this happen? And it was on the last update, and it's because I hadn't set it to automatically download the full HD image. So you can go into the Me tab, and you can do that now. You can leave it the way it is. You can leave those fuzzy images until you get on Wi-Fi if you're worried about your data.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that I was not aware of, that why that had changed.
Okay. Different.
Yeah, it is definitely different. They changed the logos again in the Discover tab, and I'm not entirely sure I prefer that. I mean, it's got a grid view now, which is cool, but now it's all black and white, which I kind of like the colors before. I do prefer the grid view instead of the list view.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will probably change it in the next tab.
Yeah.
I'd like to change it there.
Yeah, here it is.
BBM
This release improves the ways you can share files in BBM Messenger by offering more control over data consumption. You can now choose to selectively auto-download photos and video using Wi-Fi only, or a combination of Wi-Fi and mobile data. High-quality videos and images now send faster. It's now easier and faster to send large video and image files in one-on-one and group chats. We've made some smart updates which improves the experience for you. And it's like I said, I saw someone on Twitter, someone I follow, a huge BlackBerry fan, complaining about that, because it does look like they took away the, well, they did take away the request HD feature, but it's been replaced with something I think better, because that was one of the complaints before, was people are like, oh, why do I have to request HD? Well, now you don't have to anymore. Just set your settings the way you like it. You can set it to where you choose to download when you want to, or you can set it to do it every single time an image is there, which is really what a lot of people were asking for even back in BB10 days, right? They didn't.
Well, I thought,
It's like, go ahead.
I thought that always use HD or always accept HD photos was always there.
Yeah, to request. What that did was it changed what happened. So say I send you a picture, HD, you hit the request HD, and if I didn't have that set, I would have to approve that HD transfer. Or if I did have it set, it would just automatically go when you requested it. So now, I mean, you can pretty much say the low definition is gone. You get like this fuzzy little preview. Do I have you on BBM, Shlomi?
Yeah, you do.
Watch, I'm going to send you a picture right now.
You should. I mean, otherwise you're...
And try, Brad, not your private photos, please.
Well, now I got to go looking for something else. Okay, you probably don't want any political memes. Here's a picture of a dog. Okay. No, an actual dog, Roy.
Okay, just checking.
So you should probably get some fuzzy preview photo if you haven't set it to just automatically download.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have something.
It's a little bit different.
I do have something like this.
Exactly. Yeah, show that again because I started talking. Say something as you show it. So you show it.
Yeah, so you can see a fuzzy image as well as
it's a dog with a bird face.
Yeah, with a button that you need to download it. So where's did you say the new setting is?
It's in the Me tab. So if you go into, you go back, oh, it wasn't in BBM. So down at the bottom, there's the Me tab, and you go into,
so it's Me and?
Yeah. So you go into Me and you go into General Settings, Data and Storage Usage, and you've got videos and photos, and you can set it to be off, which will end up exactly with what you saw right there. Where it'll automatically download over Wi-Fi, and cellular, which will automatically download over Wi-Fi and cellular.
Okay. Okay.
So it gives us a few more options to make it.
I mean,
and they're high definition.
Yeah, funny because it was ticked on my settings before you sent me the picture. I looked at it, and they always accept HD picture requests was there, and it was ticked.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much not. I think that's probably just left over now because that's not really necessary anymore. Because whoever, I mean, you're going to get the HD picture. You're just going to get the preview if you don't have it set to auto download.
Yeah. Nice.
There's a lot. I mean, there's just a lot going on with BBM. I mean, you look at what WhatsApp has been doing, right? WhatsApp's big thing was this retract feature. I think we first heard about it in January, and they've been testing it ever since then. Now it's finally out, came out in October, right? So that's 9 months of testing of the retract feature.
Yeah.
BBM is now doing releases every 30 days. And it's not the releases, but they have a plan. We're going to release this feature next, and this feature needs to come out on such and such date. They're doing 30-day release cycles. And it's like this last release, there's just so much there. You know, that it was not a small release.
Mm-hmm.
functionality every 30 days. And I don't think you're getting that with any of their competitors right now. Did BBM fall behind? Yeah, it did. It totally fell behind as BlackBerry was focusing on the enterprise, and you've got this app out there that wasn't getting the attention that I think any of us think it deserves. Well, now it's under the management of BBM Tech. You got a lot of the same guys and gals that were working on the on BBM under BlackBerry that's now over there at MTech, and they're working to catch up and surpass. Because I don't want to say catch up, because a lot of the new features that Telegram and WhatsApp and everybody else is bringing in as their new features are features that BBM already had.
Yeah, most of them
But
are.
And you have BBM Enterprise that's still developed by BlackBerry, and you see a new update. I think it released already, the 2.1, I think, with desktop mode for BBM Enterprise.
Yeah. That's huge. That's something I'd like to see on the consumer side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shlomi, did you have a chance to see the desktop mode?
No, I haven't. I didn't. Because I canceled my subscription before it went out.
Yeah, there's definitely a split between consumer and enterprise. I mean, I personally, and I mean, I love BlackBerry and I love what they're doing with software, and that whole desktop is amazing. But I won't be on BBM Enterprise until it's got groups and it's got my stickers back, because I'm not going to give stuff up to. I'm not giving something up to move on to a different sort of platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I could live without. I could live without the stickers, but I wasn't able to get by without the groups. So.
Right.
That's why this is the main reason why I canceled my subscription. Regretfully, but this is it. I like the BBM Enterprise.
Yeah.
It worked just as good, and I felt much safer, of course, that my messages are secured and encrypted. But hey, such is life.
Chevy 250 SS. I don't think I've ever seen them in the chat before, so welcome. But it says BBM has the features, yes, but they don't have the users, and absolutely right. They do in Indonesia, you know, but for us in the Western world, you're absolutely right, and that's something that I've gone off on lectures about time after time after time. And I mean, everyone that I know, everyone that I communicate with, family and friends, are all on BBM. And they're all on BBM because that is the only way I will communicate. I've made that perfectly clear. If someone text messages me, I tell them BBM me. If someone says, hey, get on WhatsApp, I say, no, I'm not going to. You know, someone says, hey, let's try Telegram. It's like not speaking to me anymore. It really comes down to, I mean, you got to be the leader. And if somebody wants to speak to you and you tell them this is the only way they're going to speak to you, then they'll be on it. And I really think that once they're on it, and once their WhatsApp goes down, and once their Telegram goes down, and they see that BBM is always there for them, that's when you'll start getting people really transitioning over and not just having BBM on their phone just because of you.
I think that on Asia, like BBM have 250 million daily users now. It's up from 80 millions since MTech took to charge on the consumer side.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to know any numbers, but they do have some areas in the world where they are number one, where they are the messenger to have. places in
Yeah.
Africa and places in Asia. And just unfortunately, it's not here where I live, because I would love to see all these new features and new media that's being brought to BBM be focused here, because I'm here. But I completely understand why they're focusing primarily on their major markets right now. Even though a lot of those things we do get, like I'm looking at that hotels combined. That is so useful. It is so useful. And it's just right there within the messaging app. It's so much easier to use than Expedia or any of these other things. That, I mean, I just don't like their layouts. I don't like their UI. And hotels combined, you say, okay, I need a hotel in this town on these days, boom, and boom. And it opens you up to the site you need to go to, and there's your deal. It's perfect.
So yesterday also.
If you want to enjoy all the features, you can move to Nigeria or UAE or something. They will welcome you.
So
Chevy responded back that he gets tired of being the annoying BlackBerry guy to everybody else. And personally, I really enjoy being the annoying BlackBerry guy.
Look at Brad. He was a BlackBerry guy, annoying BlackBerry guy. Now he's have a site that BlackBerry executive are interviewing.
Like what?
You are managing a site. You are the BlackBerry annoying BlackBerry guy that not too far with being annoying.
There you go. Yeah. Annoying gets you places. No, that's not true, but
so yesterday I saw on the BBM timeline that there was also BBM games, and I was able to play a game even. Not sure if you noticed that.
I think those have been around longer than anything else in the Discover tab.
Yeah, but not available to us in the Middle East.
Oh, really?
Well,
they weren't available for you guys?
I think they're still not available to us. But because it's a link, if I saw someone that played a game, I can click on the status, the link in the status, and I can enter BBM games to play. That's what I did after I saw Shlomi's status that he played something. Because after all, it's a link that connect you with a third-party URL. It's not actually.
I wonder why games haven't been released there.
Because we don't have enough users.
But I mean, I just have you contacted like Matthew to see if maybe you guys have just been forgotten, or
how you can forget the most? I will not say that nobody can forget us.
Well, like Wayno just said, Israelis don't play games. You're all serious.
Yeah. Well,
whoa. I hope I didn't offend Shlomi with Wayno's remark.
No. But where I was. Oh, here it is.
There it is.
Yeah. That's in the beginning of the week. It's not related to BBM, but it's news that I think BlackBerry should know, and they probably know an Israeli company called Argos that they are cyber securing autonomous cars. Going to do an exit. Continental, the big tire company from Germany, will buy them, and they will compete with BlackBerry about securing autonomous cars.
Really?
Yeah. $500 million.
By a tire company?
By a tire, Continental. Don't you know that I think they are also compete with Delphi in supplying uh, parts to vehicles in Europe.
Wow. Well, I mean,
So-
I don't think BlackBerry is. I mean, it sounds odd what we've seen with the BlackBerry handset division, but I don't think BlackBerry is the least bit concerned about competition.
Yeah,
You look at what they're doing; they're building the framework for competition.
but when you see companies, cybersecurity companies that focus on autonomous cars are getting bought by big companies, that means that BlackBerry doing something right. It means that BlackBerry are focusing in the right places. In few years, we will see that this is the biggest market for autonomous cars companies.
True.
Can you write it? Ooh, didn't know there is a chat and that.
You didn't know there's a chat?
No.
I was in there crying.
And brother Neil just said that BlackBerry are getting a Jaguar and Land Rover deal. I saw something about it, but I think it's not done yet.
Yeah, what I saw was more of a "is this going to happen" sort of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything confirmed.
Yeah. So we have anything else?
Nothing that I can think of. I think we kind of ran through everything. When there's only 3 of us, it goes fast.
Yeah. An hour and a half.
Huh?
We started 1 hour ago.
So should we call it? You got anything, Roy? You got anything, Shlomi?
I don't have anything.
Well, I would like to at least tell Shlomi goodbye, but I don't think he's with us.
You can BBM him. But I think he's actually here, but you can't see him.
Say what?
I think he's still here, but he can't hear you. So
Yeah, he's probably got us muted. He's doing more important things right now.
At 5:30 a.m.
All right, let's go ahead and call it. Thanks for joining us.
Where is Erica?
Oh, you know what? That's a very good question. I don't know where Erica's at. Erica did her part this week that would have got her on the blogcast. But she didn't. She wasn't there when I was streaming out for blogcasters before we got started. So hopefully she's back soon. I know she's just a few things have changed for her recently, and I'm guessing she's probably pretty tired right now.
Probably.
So
yeah, it's time to say goodbye, and big thanks to Shlomi.
Big thanks to Shlomi. Thanks for sharing your phone and your stories, your experiences. All right. We will see you next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Good night.